Okay, I just restarted the recording just to not have that few seconds of silence, but yeah, so let's see. We go to the Z chat. New game. As for how I'm gonna decide what options to take, well, yeah, I was kind of worried a bit about this. When I was trying it out earlier, I might just, okay, no. Alright, choose a past. Decide who you are and what you want to be. You now lodge in a room above the blind houseman. Who were you? Now you're a captain, now you belong to the undersea. But who were you before? I've already gone through this and like looked at all of them. So this is how I'm gonna decide. Yeah, hurry up, hurry up. The answer is... Okay, I'm gonna mute that the next 3 times. The answer is a poet. Educated and articulate, you seek sensation at sea. How lucky you had a legacy to spend. Your long-vanished father had a rich patron, it seems. This will give you a bonus to pages and the skill... This will give you a bonus to pages, the skill of trickery and knowledge. As you can see, that's everything I'm not. A poet, educated and... okay, just the same thing. A wise soul, experience, you have intuition. And your friend, the sly navigator, he's a little vague, but he probably knows what he's doing. Perhaps you can find someone better, eventually. Talk to the ZNet. Talk to the navigator to find out why he went to sea. You were a struggling poet. Now you're a Z captain. Your stranger quality has gone. Welcome to the world. You gain 20 echoes, now 70 total. You gain 25 pages, now total 50. You now have 1 sly navigator. Someone is looking for passage. What does winning mean to you? The answer has been immortality. Eternal life sounds like something you'd enjoy, and it's said that the presbyter, the ruler of the Elder Continent, has lived forever. Unlocked with under the Z1, you have 1. Tall tales. The presbyter guards its secrets fiercely, but amidst the glamour and beer stains of the blind helmsman, a salt-scarred navigator is telling tales of the continent's deepest interior, of a city called Da, and the origin of the presbyter's long life. Where is he getting his information? Bring wine. He is susceptible to wine. You'll find the navigator and your first clue in London. An occurrence. Your objective ambition quality is now liberate the secret of immortality. Begin your quest in London. Continue. Captain, in regard with the Harbor Master's office. They wish to know which term of address do you prefer ashore. This will determine what people call you. Call your captain. But your captain gender is up to you. Yeah, it's a bit loud, ain't it? Sarah, Oh. My curd. I. K is left to L. I is left to O. So, perhaps you really do come from a noble family. Who's to know? A pleasure to welcome you aboard, my lord. Our last piece of advice. Explore, take chances. This captain will probably die. The Z is hungry, but each captain passes on lessons to the next. My courage should... Blah blah blah. Alright. Let's spin that wheel and generate a name. Wait. Now I need to find out what it is, so it's male or female. C5, that's third row to fifth. This is our poet. Okay. Gonna also make a note of that later for when I'm uploading the video. Okay, I'm gonna definitely have to open up the menu and increase UI size, I think. Fun London, deep, dark, and marvelous. All voyages start here, and this is where successful voyages end. Submarine tutorial, London, advice for captains, your lodgings, ambition, death hath no more dominion, a passenger. Okay. Just because I haven't played this game in a while, I'm gonna quickly read through this. The much lamented Demox found a watery grave long, long ago. Probably your end will be no better. But if you read this book of invaluable advice, your chances will improve. On endings and beginnings. On exploration. On mercy. On machines. On finding places to explore. On fighting. On stories. On terror. On new stories. Sell this book. Okay. Submarine tutorial. The tutorial branch will tell you how to make the most of your submarine. Unlike when submarine is your ship capable of submarine. Her Majesty's Admiralty has sworn off submarine exploration. However, you heard tales of unofficial research into submarine travel being conducted in her distant colony. Go. Travel to the southern coast and follow it east to find Port Carnoline. There you will learn how to convert your ship into a submarine. Be sure you're prepared for the journey. Yeah, go. Yeah, that's what I remembered. Ambition. The Blind Helmsman is a wolf stack institution, a centuries-old pub held together by a crust of fry smoke and the nautical mementos nailed to the walls. So it's a Cedar River. When you enter, the salt-scarred navigator is already in full flow. A city deep in the interior. It's called. There, they decided the span of every life. Coax the tales from immortality. Coax tales of immortality from him. The walls are basalt, but within them, it's as close to paradise as man can make. 1,000 fountains, the streets paved with gem slabs, and the air sweet with honeysuckle and orange groves. How does he know? Has he been there? Unlocked with 1 cask of mushroom wine. Perhaps not. A passenger. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Options, video settings, UI scale. Accept. This was a mistake. I'll do 1.5. 1.2. Yeah, that seems nice. Continue. Visit. Okay, that's that. Your lodgings. Here you may catch up with your correspondence, rest, or retire altogether from seafaring life. The expurgated, unexpected. How? Expurgated, unexpurgate. The Gazette. The magazine formerly known as the London Magazine, the spiteful trumpeter. News. Untain. Unlocked with no more than 0 recent news. News from home. The Echo Bazaar. The enigmatic marketplace has increased its tax on love stories. The traitor empress has forbidden singing in the streets. Outside her palace, the anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. The Ministry of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of gallbladder wasp. You now have one of this recent news. Visit your study, a private sanctuary. Once your lodgings are large enough to support a study, you can create items such as an ironclad well, a whispering trophy cabin, or the song of the sea. Rest in the room above the blind wellsman. If you don't have that to go out roistering, best stay at home. This will reduce your terror, heal a wound, and give you a restful night. You need 1 terror? You need more than 10 echoes. Elect when memory's quality of lodging is above a room above the blind houseman. You have this. Purchase an elegant townhouse. A good address on Hollow Street. It won't be cheap. Unlocked when you have a room above the blind husband, and 1,000 echoes. You have 120. Considering retiring from seafaring life, maybe it's time. Requires a townhouse or a Z mansion. What is waiting for you in London? Or we can click the London card on the right. Perhaps not. A passenger. Someone in the docks wants to board your ship. Agree to carry the unsettled Savager to Verdant Flight. She visits Wolfstack every day in these stained rags, begging for passage. No captain will look her in the eye. Aligned with a request for passage 4 and a request for package no more than 4. You have 4. Okay. Speak to the mascot. Play with their fur, it attracts its attention. Your comatose ferret, it lies across your desk like a lumpy scarf. A wavy roll of the eye. Play that eye roll says. Play I played once in the happy warrens of London, before you installed me in this floating coffin and made me eat dried food. Damn your play. It is an eloquent eye roll. Okay, speak to the sly navigator. The Z, Captain, look at it out there. It's not our friend, don't forget that. Grease your mirrors, tell me a tale, and I'll tell you another. The Z is full of stories. Spinning a secret will improve your mirrors, but no higher than 50. I currently have 26, and I have no secrets. Preposition, the sly navigator. I do talk nonsense about the sea. I know, but I like it, and I like you. The navigator values sincerity. Ensure your heart is at least 20 points higher than your mirrors. Unlocked when romance, an affair with his. You need 46 hearts. You have 26. Inspire hearts, inspire, heal, defend. Sometimes helps you with tests around terror. Pages increases the speed at which you can convert fragments into secrets. What does he want? What does he seek at the Z? The Z is enough. But now that you mention it, I have always had a desire to see Frostfond, the place where the sea rises to become a castle, the place where questions and riddles do battle for truth. He sighs dreamingly, but he is watching you carefully. Yes, Frostfound. Frostfound can be found in the very north of the Z. Alright, I'm gonna take the passenger aboard. Welcome aboard. She embraces you. I'd kiss you, my lord, but my beloved is prone to jealousy. We were parted, but the ancient captains at Verdunblight will know where she is. Okay. Let's see what's going on in London. Adopt a blimmin' galvanet. A blimming sits atop a splintered crate. That blooming sits atop a splintering. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to say anything yet. I'm just gonna skip out A. Well, it's probably a mascot. Sits, yeah, it's a mascot. It's the mushroom. Sits atop a splintered crate, clicking and whistling at captains as they come near. Visit the Admiral Survey Office. They pay for information from Z captains. Find out what and how. Visit the university. The university has an inexhaustible appetite for secrets, Z specimens, and other tidbits of esoteric lore. Provide a secret to prove yourself worthy of entry. Find secrets by locating locations of interest or in foreign ports. Cruise in Wolfstack docks. There is no danger here. Try to enjoy yourself. Matter of luck, good or odds. Locked when romance someone back home is. Unlocked with one day of free evening. Unlocked with romance that child in London is. Locked with 10 echoes. Hire on more crew. A very modest challenge. Sensible sailors are looking for a safe run to the tomb colonies, or at least a sane run to the southern archipelago. You'll need to buy drinks, spread it around, hiring fees, look for daredevils. Put your ship in dry dock for repairs or some other purpose. Offer passage to a tomb colonist, an immigrant willing to pay to be taken north to Virgin Flight. A new recruit who waits for your attention. You need another day, a new recruit. I'm gonna grab this. A polite bow, your cinder hounds and the blooming leaps on it, tendrils entwine with your fingers and it jitters quietly. It meets your gaze and bobs its dome in greeting. It's very small, old enough for naval service. You're pretty sure its mustache has been drawn on and pinned in an attempt to look older. As you approach your ship's gangplank, the creature flutters and vibrates with apparent happiness. The bosun winces as you bring it aboard. There is a mushroom there, I mean a mustache there. I guess I never realized this was a mushroom before. It has made its home on a shelf in your cabin. It has built a nest from loose journal pages, the engineer's scarf, and a possibly pilfered map. Entertain your lemming. You can see the indentation of a porthole on the rim of its cap. It must have been pressing its face to the window again, or is it bored? Ticklish thing. The lemming fails and squirms as you tickle it. Its high-pitched warble is almost certainly giggling. When you stop to check you're not actually hurting it, it wraps its tendrils around your fingers and pulls your hand back, apparently enjoying itself. Back to London. They pay for information. The Admiralty, picket fleets, and intelligence networks are long gone. The survey office pays the captains a small sum for recent information. Visits and investigation ports to gain. Visit and investigate ports to gain port reports and trade them in here. The first time you trade in a port report, you'll gain Admiralty's favor. Ask if there's anything in particular they need. While you can be assured of your discretion. Ask to speak to higher authority. Do you have an appointment? Leave the Admiralty. This port, speak to our agent there, and return. We'll see that you're rewarded. Visit the port below and return to London. Receive strategic information from the Iron Misery Company funging station somewhere not far from home waters. Going to the higher authority seems foolish right now, so no. That's that. Unneeded. I shall offer passage. It's oddly difficult to die and fall in London, but when a Londoner is too tatty and wretched to live, they wrap themselves in bandages and take ship for the tomb colonies. Your crew cart these ones aboard in padded coffins. They'll sleep there until the journey is done. The tomb colonies is in your hold. Take them north to the colony of Redid and sell them there. Tomb colonies. Tomb colonists. Technically passengers rather than goods, but you'd never know it to talk to them. They pay their passage to the tomb colony and sell them there. Just precisely what is their problem? Okay. I go with that. And time for the gameplay. That wasn't bad. Max speed. As the bat goes out, there's something underwater in the distance to the northeast. Hunter Keep is somewhere to the northeast, okay. Yeah. Discovered Hunter's Keep, 50 miles. There are no islands within the Z-Bat's range. A quiet isle, a grand old house. Hunter's Keep, a hump of dark rock, swathed in mist like 100 other undersea islands. But here's a grand house, windows aglow, lawns and possibly green and lush in the false starlight, raked gravel paths. You stand on the dock as the Z nudges the ship sides. An unexpectedly warm breeze carries the faintest trace of lavender. Present yourself at the house. Walk in the gardens. Reconnoite the island. Spy on the house. Reconnoite the island, plunging cliffs, soft green lawns, a well tucked away in the fold of the grounds. Anything else? Unlocked with no more than 0 port reports. Hunter's Keep. A sea silence. Ships rarely come here. Nothing changes, even the weather. The house is the heart of the isle. The house and the sisters, but the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing's changed, at least. Present yourself at the house. They will have heard your ship come in. Why hide? Take a couple of burly sailors with you, just in case, but the gardens are tranquil in the moonlight. Knock and enter. A maid with smoldering topaz eyes shows you into the parlor, where 3 young women wait. A visitor! The youngest cries, the next youngest chuckles, the eldest sighs. Do excuse the indecorum, she says. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I am Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe. The cheerful one is Lucy. You are in good time for lunch. Will you join us? You are acquainted with the sisters of Hunter's Keep. On the horizon, a sickly yellow light glimmers for a moment, and then fades. You will find a story when you next meet for luncheon with the sisters, Cynthia. Luncheon with the sister, Lucy. Luncheon with the sisters, Phoebe. News, even when the sisters aren't feeling social, they can be tempted out of their lair by the smile of a new story. Cynthia is the eldest, melancholy, pensive, occasionally dramatic. Lucy, the middle sister, is sunny, relentless, prone to giggles. Phoebe is soft voice, watchful, unpredictable. A daft tale. Lucy leans over and whispers to you confidentially a complex story about a butler, a pig, and an inheritance. You don't follow all the details of the plot, but somehow the pig ends up in an attic, and the butler in a vicar's bed. Vicar's bed? Pretty sure that's a priest, right? Vicar. Candles flicker, dishes enter and leave, and the wind butts gently at the window panes. By the time the plum pudding arrives, you're as cheerful as you've been in months. That's all for now. You gain 1 supply, total night. You lost 24 hunger. You now have the gods of the stone's attention. The gods of the stone's attention. It's very far away, but perhaps it's watching you. A say. Alright. Sorry. And lunch. Discovered low. The net. Dusk echoes even a sentient time to You destroyed a pirate steam pinnacle. The ship is yours, what will you do with her? Loot and scuttle her. She's a vile old vessel and the Z's aren't safe. Take what you can and move on. Lean picking. The pinnacle doesn't sail far from their hidden harbors, but here's something in the back of the hold. You have finished opening a cache of curiosities. What's inside? Some sort of barrel. Tap the bung carefully. It's a cask of wine. In the flaring light, it's sea dark, but the taste is the darkness of autumn. Mushroom wine, an acquired taste, perhaps, but once you've acquired it, who's to go back to grapes? Nasty little bubbles of goo grapes. Discovered Packfin wastes. Discovered Navy Bay. Blue lightning crawls leisurely up the funnel. St. Asmer's dancing, the cry goes up. Discovered Castle points. You have gained a secret. Speak to your officers to improve your abilities. It's fine, they'll buff right out. The trouble with tomb colonists. You brought this decaying immigrant north now what? The days of shrooms and roses. The new tomb colonist surveys vertebrates, shaking her head. It won't do. It won't do at all. A plan. I had no idea that place would be quite so unprepossessing. Perhaps we can liven it up a little, yet. If only I knew a helpful Z captain. Bring 10 units of mushroom wine to Verdant. Perhaps they'll have something for you. You lost one tomb colonist. Okay. Find an ancient captains to speak to the unsettled salvager. Oh, let me not get ahead of myself there. On deck you can hear the sounds of a thousand. On the deck you can hear the sounds that 1,000 bandaged dead make as I shuffle and cough. It's something like the world's most restless concert audience, or the world's most plague-ridden cathedral. Oh, sorry, just find the ancient captains to speak to the unsettled salvager. It shouldn't be too hard. What else have they got to do around here but molder? Assist a specialized collector. A dapper gentleman lounges by a dry fountain, admiring, admiring a frostmoth with a predatory gleam in his eye. Would you help him find the quarry of a lifetime? A weak call for help. An emancipated man is slumped against the wall of the docks. Sitting on a huge crate, he waves weakly at you. Requires a submarine. This requires undercrew. Camel. Also requires undersea. A dusty glass wine. Verdant bright. Verdant bright is not the most promising place for shore leave. Too much decay, too little light, too many bandages, walking corpses. Few companions of easy virtue, no cinnamon, no recent newspaper, very little picked cave herring. Explore and light. Here they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows swagged into. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture. Until they laugh or cough, one building there seems abandoned. Visit the first curator. See captain's the first curator gives audience. The first curator is responsible for the preservation of the tomb colonist. It has been here much longer than London, like all the oldest tomb colonists, but even tomb colonists dissolve in the end. Its time is close. Gather gossip. Who's plotting what? Out in the tomb colonies. Give me the port report. Along the coast of the Undersea, it's remarkably hard to die. Decrepit and nearly dead who leave London become tomb colonists and settle here in bandaged peace. But they don't give up their ties to home or their politics. You gather a whole complex clues enough to keep your contact in London interested. Terribly bad luck. An assortment of decrepit Z captains gather around her. Compelled by tradition, honor, or boredom, she picks her nails and closes her eyes when you at last speak, I want to find Lady Black. The captains that can run do, the rest shuffle away as swiftly as they're able. Only one remains behind. How long were you down there? He asks. 20 minutes, she replies. The captain puts his hand on her shoulder. Seek the house of the keel and polythene, he says, but if you can forget her, do. It's possible. He embraces her and departs. Explore and light. Visit the first curator. No more light. The Obsequious steward cautions you. The curator is terribly afraid of moths. Sorry, Juniper. He opens the door, and you step into near darkness. A pair of luminous lamp lighters, bees, buzz, and a laceated ivory tube. There is no other source of light. A bandaged shape, no long. A bandaged shape no larger than a child lies crumpled on a couch. It lifts its head with obvious effort. It takes several seconds for you to distinguish its voice from the soft buzz of the bees. Listen to the whispered request. Ask about the Grand Sanatorium. Accept the commission. Depart for now. Listen to the whispered request. Z Captain. Silkskin. Not much left of me. I will go into the Grand Sanatorium. Bring me colors. 7 colors pay well. 7 colors. Cosmoron, Irrigio, Pelican, Steward has a list. Find them here and there across the wide Black Z. Ask about the Grand Sanatorium. One hears the name whispered here and there in the Arcadians of Vernon light. A long, low chuckling. Oh, Silkskin, you don't want to know. The chuckling becomes a cough. We don't die here below, not unless we go to Z. So we needed something else, somewhere else to end. Accept the commission. Thank you, this poor flesh thirsts for colors. No more words. It collapses, rustling back on the couch. Even the effort of speaking seems to have diminished it a little. The audience is over. As the door opens, it shrinks from the fingers of light that reaches across the floor. Outside, the OBS, whatever the hell that word is, the steward nods. The book? Yes, the book. He hands you a slim illustrated volume. The curator's old as dust. We will all be grateful if you can do it this one last favor. You now have one of this beneath below. You now have one of this, a page from the nether bow, a parkan, a posine. You now have one of this page beneath below, cosmogon. You now have a page below, Nat. You now have one, Irregrio, blah blah blah, Pelican, blah blah blah, Violent, and Vidric. I'm not gonna promise being able to pronounce this shit correctly. I ain't no English professor. You already did that. Well, time to explore the Verdant Light. My lord, I'm a good Z-man. I'm yours if you'll have me. Will you have me? I'm hungry. I'll work hard. He seems likely enough, if a little ragged and sorrowful. Take him with you. Leave him here. Pay for his passage home. 250 echoes now. Strangers are too chancy. You heard stories about the things and the shape of sailors, or you just don't like his face. But of course, the way through the waves, all the way back to the ship he talks excitedly about the Z-Man's craft. You start paying attention when he mentions navigational tricks you hadn't come across. With luck, he'll work as hard as he talks. There may be further effects from this decision. You gain 1 Vels. Now 26. Welcome aboard, stranger. You welcome a stranger aboard your ship. This may lead to complications. You gain 1 crew. That's all for now. Okay. Twilight Echoes, that's 23 here. I'm planning on heading back to Fallen London though, so... I could save that, but... Sorry, let me just, it's feeling a bit loud to me. Might be a better volume now. Yay, nay, I don't know. Okay. Now then, continue. Lunch. Fed the crew. Discover Tana Cook. No islands are within the Z-Bat's range. Moody's light has been discovered. So Z-Bat's cries are out. There are nothing like birds. Loot and scuttle her. Lean pickings. Stud crate. Crate supplies. 4 more supplies, okay. Iron Mizzy and Co. Ooh, that's useful. There it was. Oh, there it is. There. A vivid, a favorite, a favorite. I'm pretty sure that's referring to fevers, right? Favorite forest of fungus. So like a rainforest, I'm guessing. Iron and Misery Company funging station. I&M has a funger operation here, felling giant bulbous shrooms for building materials, harvesting coral for its medicinal properties. It's a desperate little outpost of something like civilization. Pups, the affable factor. Oh, hello, Captain. Thank God for our visitors. We're quite mad out here. Otherwise, haha. Quite mad. How can we be of assistance? Give the pass sign to the fab factor. The Admiralty asked you to bring back strategic information. This is your contact. A strained smile. Yes, I have it here. The courier ship to Mount Palmerston has stopped off to reply. Tell the Admiralty. Tell them I miss my children. Tell them I can't take it here much longer. The spores, the dark. Tea with the factor. The poor fellow needs the company, and he can spare an hour away from schedule. Something awaits you. Explore the Demox Island. Close crowded thickets of Bolognas and Scarlet. You know, hearing someone that plays this with like a text-to-speech device must be very interesting. Or someone that actually like is a literary professor or some shit. Someone that professionally speaks and reads. Whatever, the Iron and Misery Company fells them daily, but they grow back almost as fast. The interior island is a dark wild. Something waits you, okay. Except to volunteer. One of the company's bonus fellers has negotiated an early release from her contract. It's the spratlings, she tells you, her face bleeding. I keep picking them out of my porridge, and my hair, and me eyes. Take me away, I'm a good worker. Compile a port report. The Admiralty likes to keep an eye on Iron and Misery Company's activities. Listen, it might not have been there, but it was up here. Gather supplies. Some of the island's fungus is good to eat. Some is poison, hallucinogenic, or mischievous. Good luck. Iron and activities here don't seem that interesting. Nonetheless, you record what you can. Yeah, I was gonna compile a report, but wait, are you telling me to gather supplies? I had 11, man. I think I'm good, even though I have like 9 crew. Have to come in here. I'm not gonna do this one. I'm thinking this one. An interlude. You sit upon. You sit on then. You sit on the veranda of the factor's house. I really hate that word, factor. I'm thinking like math problem factor, but that's probably like some other pronunciation or something. Factor's house looking out over the fungal jungle. An expanse of green and sour grain. They are thick with hovering spores. The scones are stale, even the tea has a hint of mildew. But the factor is good company. He shares odd stories about the ice and roses of Irene, the monstrosities of the sea of lilies, and a little restaurant in Vindenblight where he enjoyed the most extraordinary seafood. Virginblight, I know, I never met a tomb colonist who could cook, but you must visit the place. Do you know it? He also has a load of Bologna's frond. Carted aboard your ship, he waves away your thanks. I've eaten so much of the stuff I fear I might be transformed entirely into a fungus. He leans confidently towards you. It appears you know, but one does have to eat rather a lot of it at first. You've lost 2 terror, now 3. That's all for now. You gain 2 fragments, you gain 1 supply. You've been told of an exceptionally fine restaurant in Verdant. Okay. Gather supplies. 60% chance. 50 terror, you have 3. Sure. What's the, 900 damage, or it's something else. Or if you go below, actually, while I'm here, can I have the, oh, that's the difference. Strategic information. Use. Symbol vital intelligence. Time to put the pieces together. All of these options will give you a single piece of vital intelligence, which you can trade to the Admiral, the Diplomat, and perhaps elsewhere. Make sense of a memory of distant shores that telling details. Need a memory of distant shores. And 40 Velas. Okay. Make sense of a Z story that teasing hints. Make sense of moves in the game that hidden agenda. Okay. I think that's a fair... Oh, right, I was here, wasn't I? Yeah. Okay. I think that's gonna be it. You have gained a secret speak. Okay. Discovered Boston Bleaks. There's no Z Islands in the Bats range. Found the crew, okay. Discovered ship Ryan, discovered Thorncroft. Shepherd Islands wash the salty hinterlands of London, home to hermits, nuns, and shadowy business. Where's the... Okay, there it is. Something awaits you in the port. Shepherd Islands. Curse. The bearded watchman tells you. There are no actual shepherds on the Shepherd Islands. Sheep are mostly illegal here. No, indeed, it's just the name of the gentleman that founded the islands. Greybeard sitting in the village square nods solemnly. No sheep, one says, but plenty of tales. Ask us anything. A picnic at the Standing Stones. The bearded villagers will sell you mutton stew and kerfur. What? Kerfur? Is this like some weird food in like Scottish? Did I even spell that right? Yeah. Oh no, I put an R there. That's also wrong. I deleted the R. F, I mean. A fermented milk drink with a sour taste made using a culture of yeast and bacteria. They don't have sheep here. How did they get the milk? Cows? Do they have cows here? Anyway, and stone bottles of cold, fresh spring water, and row you over the stones. Something awaits you, 5 echoes, and terror. Tales of the Standing Stones. The bearded villagers are happy to tell you about the local sites. Well site. Tale of 3 graves. Who sleeps beneath the turf over on that island to the northwest? Tales of Thornwell Croft. What about the island to the north? The one that isn't bridged. The rest of the sea. The rest of the Z, the bearded watchman scoffs. Here's where you need to be. We don't talk about the rest of the Z. But a sniveling caitiff draws you aside. I got something for you, he promises. But I'll need some of that good stuff from London. A lot of the good stuff. 7 supplies. Okay, the 2 mushroom wine caskets were like, sounds about right. 7 supplies though? Thought it was gonna be like 1 or 2 or 3. But nope, 7. Something with you, compile a port report. Oh yes, my yes. There's been a goings on. Engage an officer, the sigil ridden navigator. Let me guide your ship. I know all the Z, how it was, how it will be. Please, the headaches only stop when I'm working. Okay, sometimes available for hire in London or more reliably at the Shepherd Isles. Left when learning about the sigil. 50 echoes, yeah, that's a bit rich for my taste right about now. In the bleak light of false stars, surface rolling like a porridge pot up with a roar of steam and flash fire. 3 widows swim in tentacles, and then we saw His Highness. There's rather a lot of material. You know, I'm gonna learn about the standing stones first. Yeah, true as I stand here, they were sisters. From above, from the sisterhood over at, they were sisters from the sisterhood over on Abbey Rock. Came here hunting the renegade, who served the god called Stone. Ran her to ground here, and she called on the god. And the god struck 'em all to pillars of rock. Stand close and quiet, you'll hear 'em weepin'. Alright, let's head back to, fallen London. See how much, wine I can make. Start the terrible trade round. I see you there. Okay, so I didn't see that. Excellent, something awaits me at shore. Home water is sailors drawn at the rails, watching for the lights of London. Luminous space like eyeless dolphins play in your wake. Her Enduring Majesty Customs Services work closely with both the Ministry of Public Decency and the Masters of the Bazaar. Today they have selected you for an inspection. Don't cheek them. Let them do their worst. Declare all controlled goods. Talk your way out of the search. Set something aside. It's not like I have anything, so. Next and frustrated, they roam the deck like wolves. They tear through your belongings like termites. At last they leave. Collect messages from the harbor master. All the clatter and song of the dockside, it soothes your soul. Are there messages for you? Why did I even bother selling that? Wait. Okay. Well, let's see, something has changed underneath. Someone wants to sign on, that's all for now. You have one of another day of even. The Rose Market bustles on Rose Wharf. Who will be there today? So, profit, huh? straight from the source. One bottle and he looses his waistcoat. A second and he looses his tongue. No, I'd never been to Nada. Not in the flesh, at least. He leans close, but I once tasted that red honey. And the memories of a man who had. I only saw fragments. An army at the walls, a breach, and a rallying cry. Liberate, liberty, equality, eternity. A third body. Where could you taste these memories for yourself? Go to the Isle of Cats. Talk to the cat. Go talk to the cat's chiefest claw. Ask about the far-traveled notary. But if you're wise, you'll do like me. Use what you learn to get free drinks. Immortalities for gods and monsters. Visit the Rose Market. It bustles on Rose Wharf. Perhaps you can find a buyer for some of the curiosities you found at sea. What curiosities? I don't think terror is sellable. Consider a specialist surgeon. She is staying in a respectable boarding house near the docks, and has made it known that she's available for work. She's... yeah, no. I specialize in amputations. It's easy to acquire an unwanted appendage at sea. Employ Claudia Hare. Her talents can be well employed on your vessel. Claudia Hare is a doctor who increases hearts and iron. Increase the damage. It's a little gift. A very fine evening to you, Captain. My, what you might call mentor, is very fond of adventurous Z captains, and he would like to offer you what you might call a dispensation on account of he is so fond of Z captains. Behind the blind Burris on the dock stands a dried piled hide with fuel and supplies. Accept the dispensation. Do make sure you have 15 points of space in the hold or come back later. It would be embarrassing to have to leave it on the dock. That's basically half the stuff I'm not using. Inquire further. Who is this patron? Is there a catch? Refused. Too good to be true? An airy wave. It runs a very fine and very liberal establishment just across the river, what is much patronized by sailors and men of wit and vinegar. In public house, and there is no obligation to speak of. My patron would hope only that you might remember him kindly, and I suppose that if the opportunity should arise for you to return to his kindness, then I do not imagine he would refuse your offer. I'm pretty safe on supplies. I got 12. Fuel, I probably need more, but let's see. Lodgings. Sit there. Rest in the room above now. I. Damn it. Okay, let's see what shit these guys are gonna pay for. Hunter's Keep. I trust the sisters are keeping well. They are citizens of her enduring majesty. Notonali. What? Whatever. You have one favor from that. Well, you gain 5 echoes, okay. Visitor, 1 fuel, you now have 6, okay. Verdant Blight, what have the nearly dead been up to then? 10 echoes, 1 favor, turn to... Okay. We do hear some particular 19%. Okay, I have Smalus 26. Okay. Darmark Skate. Okay, 20 echoes, 1 favor, you visit. Okay. Continue. Okay. You're ushered into his office mansion pyre. A cramped room with a vast desk. He serves you across that desk. Ah, yes, the merchant captain of whom we hear such complicated things. The Admiral will purchase intelligence from you. Assistance with substance? Ask if the Admiral can provide a little fuel to cover your costs. This will take you to the dry dock, where 1 point of favor will get you 2 to 3 fuel. Pass on strategic information. The Admiral sets up all those stable fingers and pretends calm. Submit vital intelligence. What's that? Tell me quickly. Vital intelligence can be created from 2 pieces of strategic information or earned through a spy network and some other opportunities. And what's the day-to-day like on those father shores? Port reports, revelation chart, let's find out if it's real. Speak of moves in the great game. Whispers. Ask who he needs. Ask if there is anything in particular he wants. Turn in your shipment of red honey. It's very firmly prescribed. The Admiral will probably be quite eager to hear where you came by it. Return to Wolfsnap docks. Okay. What do you need? This port. Speak to our agent there and return. We'll see that you're rewarded. Visit the port below and return to London. Yeah. Avid Horizon somewhere northeast of London. Okay. So better to save this. Zansholm. Use. Yeah, 1 moves in the great game and 30 fellas. Okay. I have 97 now, though. Pop into Warsworth. Rose Market caters to collectors and eccentrics, anyone with exotic taste and the gumption to harness the captains. According to the archaic rules of the market, you can only make 1 trade per visit. Choose wisely. People at the Rose Market will pay above the usual price for specific. The market will pay more than normal. The Veteran Privy Council is seeking an outlandish artifact. He's there serving curios from distant ports with palace servants and muted slippers. The Empress dislikes loud noises. A bespectacled wizard. A bespectacled visitor will pay to learn moves in the great game. He drags his thumb over his thick mustache and nods. Escorts some interested acquaintances to the Rose Market. They hope to make a satisfying trade. This will usher in a new day at the Rose Market and perhaps new buyers. Ask what he needs. Information. Visit a port and will be interested in the port report. Visit places of particular interest and will be interested in the strategic information you gain thereby. We will pay you well. Don't worry. We understand you can't be expected to act entirely for the love of the Empire. His lips curls. What's left of it? Yeah. Hearts and iron, so so not gonna help there. Hold. London, visit the university, I guess. I have 3 secrets, so I'd speak to this guy and okay. Now what I need. Let's see, London is the Royal Market, Wilson Dark. Wait, what do you mean I have 7? Okay. On later visits, different officers will sometimes be available. If there's more than one choice, you can choose one per visit. Engage an officer, maybe his daughter. The end of the rotting dock, a woman perched on a certain... Okay, I'm gonna do this in order. And first, I'm gonna take a drink. Okay, now that I've chugged some water. Engage an officer. The Presbyte Adventurous. Afternoon, my lord. Looking for a gunnery officer? I'd like to help you blow up some monsters if you have me. The interest is an officer, gunnery officer who increases iron and valence. So, useful, but that's 50. Engage an officer, maybe his daughter. At the end of the rotting dock, a woman perched on a suitcase. Both she and the suitcase are noticeably cleaner than anything else in the view. Hello? Where are you headed? On second thoughts, I don't mind. Can I come aboard? Yes, I'm an engineer, but I'm an engineer in a hurry. Maybe he's an engineer who increases valence, iron, and engine power. Iron or valence, or iron, valence, and engine power. Engage a sailor. I'm not gonna even bother reading that. This is just no more than 0, nobody's daughter, maybe a water rifle. And yeah. Welcome aboard. If anyone comes looking for me, Well, I'm not accepting callers. Can I trust you to pass it on? You don't want them distracting me from my duties. Appoint your new officer by Continue. Officers, chief engineer, and that's +6 violence. Okay. Now then. Not that. Board reports. Still high risk challenge. Went from, I think that was 16 before, now it's 24, so. Probably pretty good. But first, speak to. Invite her to dine with you. That's a lovely idea. How about a fish dinner? I do have quite particular tastes in fish. Perhaps you don't entirely trust her, but she keeps engineering the engines turning, and she's hard to dislike. Increase your valence. No higher than 100, okay. She'll tell you her secrets if you tell her hers. Proposition, maybe's daughter. What a coincidence. I was about to suggest the same thing. She has no interest in tedious, sincere lovers, and sure your valence is at least 20 points higher than your heart's. I probably should keep these secrets, but... Okay, wait, it was 24, so... Oh yeah, I should keep one for that. Now, do I have to, go through the Admiral now? For port reports? Okay, it's still 24. That's... whatever. Let's see what's in this one. Find secrets locating... Quite impressed. Oh yes. The university's the university's maritime liaison whispers breathily. Oh yes, this is quite a tasty one. Let me explain it to her. You, she, he explains through teeth glittering. You've gained 1 pages. Excellent. The alarming scholar. The alarming scholar is a girl, to say the least. A creature of sudden moons and provoking teeth. Possibly her. Is it her? Appointment at University Maritime Liaison was precautionary. To keep his? Is it his? Razor sharp enthusiasm from causing too many injuries in the faculty. Ah yes, the scholar whispers breathily. I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you brought me? If you have any knowledge items the scholar will buy, they appear below. A searing enigma. Won't be safe with him. Her? But then it won't be safe with anyone. A dreaded sunrise. I smell secrets, searing secrets. Share them with me. I'm close to something. If you choose this option, the scholar will become permanently unavailable. Offer the scholar an extraordinary implication. What a tantalizing crumb. Leave the university. You have no business to attend to, and besides, the scholar keeps snapping her teeth like a mechanical trap. Not that. Let's go to the Rose Market. And escort. Puppetry plays press on uninterrupted. Personal collections grow, words written in forged mirrors are hastily wiped away. The exotic exchange pollinates dreams. I'm seeking extraordinary implications. Burnett is looking for an unread log. Escort some interesting one. Okay, your lodgings. Alright. We'll start the exchange. Mushroom wine. Creative human souls, of course. Perfectly reasonable. I think there's nothing else here, yeah. Okay. We'll exchange. Stack of drop coffee, okay. Wait, what's that? Fuel barrels 5? What? Oh, it must not have updated yet. Okay. Not that. Scroll down here and buy wine. This is only gonna be like 6 profit, but... Okay. Where's that? Okay, there it is. I need 15, so that's literally gonna be most of my, I'll consider it next time. Oh, what? Oh. The Z... submersible, whatever. We're on the wrong side, I guess. I didn't know what that was, and it's 130 health, so, nope. Not dealing with that. Let's go with Cynthia this time. Cynthia grasps your arm and whispers to you. Her eyes are wide and blue. Her hair is wild and tangled. Bats might nest in it. It seems to you that you are sitting on a hillside above a wide blue lake, listening to a story of a murder. An axe, a net, blood on scented water. Another chop, Cynthia asks. You've barely touched your food. Here, I'll have the maid wrap something up for you. You can't be hungry. It's not safe to be hungry. Gain 1 tear of terror. That's all for now. You gain 1 supply. You're acquainted. Blah blah blah. Lost 40 hunger. Now 0 total. Iron remains unchanged at 25. You now have the god of Z salt's attention. Okay. Time to actually use this time. But first, the maid makes it clear through a series of unwelcoming growls that Bob, Lucy, and Cynthia, all 3, Indeposed. No lunch today, apparently. Not gonna wait. You ask the sulfur-eyed maid to carry a few hints of your news to the sisters. Oddly enough, she comes back with a message that their headaches are cured and you're invited to lunch. Okay, let's go with Phoebe now. Phoebe has a story to tell. Two lovers parted by water, of a raven that carried messages, of a fragment of the moon. She beats time on the table as she speaks as if to a song only she can hear. The effect is hypnotic. Your attention drifts out through the skylights of the dining room to the false stars glittering in the roof of the cavern. You drift like a puffball spore. The undersea shimmers below. The islands lie like mineral specimens on black velvet. Ships bob like wood chips between islands. Fast spin things pulse in the depths. There's a scent like the scent before a storm. The storm came, says Phoebe quietly. Everything changed. Somewhere in there you finished the last course. The scowling maid reluctantly serves cheese and bath olive biscuits. Distant shores and fragments of rain and change. Attention of the Z storm's attention. Okay. You're acquainted with the sisters, but something has changed. Okay. Is that one of the things I can use? Memories of the distant shore, yeah. Need to, and need more mirrors. Like 10, 11 more. That's true for all of them, so... okay. Got the board report, right? Yeah. Time to grab some fragments. Is that too low? Probably just right, all honesty. Well, there's that part of the map filled in. And I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna generate as much terror by, okay, yeah, I'm generating a lot of terror. There's me, that's the... nope. What? Ugh. Fine, I'll deal with your sorry ass. You better not give me more supplies though. Blue lightning, all dust that goes in there, even a sepia tint to the air. These are the waters around the tomb colonies. Yeah, that was only 4 damage. Go on, scuttler, scout trade, and more supplies. How have I not filled that part of the map in? Okay, there it is filled in finally. It's probably not worth the fuel investment, but how annoying to have that black blob on the map there. Well. Providing what you have been promised. Okay. That's gonna take a while. Assistant special, we call for help. Visit a certain little restaurant, yeah. Fine cuisine in Vertenblight. Now that would be something. Corkscrewed street, a twisty tip of an odd little side street welcoming yellow light glows from the glint-littered windows of a restaurant. A sign reads Vengeance of John. Johan? No, that's Ancient. Johanna? I don't. Whatever. A beefy tomb colonist bustles up. A grey mustache pokes imperently out from under his bandages. Come in, come in! A Banjin poisoner Advertibite seeks passage with a Z captain sympathetic to ineptitude cuisine. Last one. Okay. It's a cramped little place, but much better lit than most places in the tomb colonies. The scents of the dishes are multi-donuts. An extraordinary. Are they good? They might be. They might be good. It's difficult to tell. Samples today special. The food here is exceptional. You need not fear poisoning or boredom. Definitely not boredom. This is usually a more effective way of reducing terror than purchasing a dusty glass of wine, and will always reduce hunger. Our luck could go either way. 5 terror, 6 echoes, I have forward. Offer a strange catch. The vengeance of John is liberal in its approach to edibility. They will pay a small fee and return some of the material to you as supply. Well, it could go either way. Recruit the bandage poisoner. 300. What? Oh god. The bandage poisoner has a long wish to travel, but you need to outfit the gallery to his exact standards. This will recruit him as a cook. Perhaps not. Is there anything going on? Oh yeah, I need the port report. There's the port report. Oh, my lord, I'm a good Z-man. I'm yours if you believe me. When he sees the sailor on your left, he turns and bolts into the darkness after him. Sudden apprehension. An unexpected windfall. You and your sailor harry him to a panting standstill, and recognition dawns in your sailor eyes. I know this is out of the Iron Republic days. He owes me a secret, and he's always been shy of paying it. At bay, the ragged fellow has no choice but to pay the secret he owes. His sailor, elated, shares it with you. That's all for now. Gain 50 fragments. Yeah, that was the port report one. And shops, seller wine, Hollow Temple, memory distance shore, that's not worth it. Tomb colonist, I don't know why I didn't see that, but it's just a random thing at the thing, I think. The port. Alright. I think I'm gonna switch over to the Binding of Isaac. I know the title said go until it's dead, but there. Saved. Okay, I'm switching over to the Binding of Isaac. I know I said I would go until the Z Captain died, but I expected him to die faster.